Hey there, Angel of Galaxite, with some more mediumship readings for you today. Ah, happy Halloween! Whee! I hope you're all doing fine. Okay. Here we go. Let's go. Let's get this party started. I know I'm totally bonkers today. I'm just on one of those mad, I don't know, zoomy feelings I've got. Anyway, please and thank you. Okay. So I'd like to start by thanking each and every one of you for watching my channel. As always, very grateful, humbled to have a platform where, you know, I can reach out to all you guys, you know, bring your loved ones through and hopefully touch people's hearts, you know. Okay, so let's go, shall we? Let's start, because, you know, I always have about half an hour. All right, I'm just grounded myself. Done everything I need to do. So I do have a part 2 for this, so do check that out. Alright, so the first message I hear is, remember me this way. So my next channeling, it's coming from an I can feel the energy feels really different, you know, quite ancient, to be honest. Beautiful. Magical. Alright, thank you. Yes. Yeah. Alright then. So this is an elder from someone's ancestral line, like we've said, you know, which consists of lots of magical and spiritual links. I'm seeing lots of plants and herbs all neatly hung, with many neatly placed jars. This lady had an intimate connection with nature, so, you know, so believed she could be a herbal witch. She worked on her own and found magical intent, she's saying, in the routine of day-to-day activities while working with the changing seasons. I'm saying to her in my mind's eye, my head, are you a hedge witch? And she's amused and chuckling away and pointing out it was not a name we would have used back then. Alright. So herbal magic, yes. She was known as a medicine woman, but had to be careful of punishment when using magic, as it was forbidden in them days. There was nothing evil about me, she's saying. I spent my time... Oh, I'm sorry, I've got a stupid advert in the middle of it. It wasn't meant to have one. Sorry. Let's get back on again. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, come back in. There was nothing evil about her yet. Yeah, okay. She spent her time studying plants to help others heal. I was naturally gifted and was able to heal lots of ailments with the plants that I grew. I lived on the outskirts of a village. A very spiritual woman she is, who collected all she needed and dried out her pickings, then diligently documented the findings. All right, lovely. This message is for someone who has the ability to heal. This gift has been passed down from generation to generation. It is sometimes strictly energetic, and sometimes you may combine herbal wisdom, she's saying. She's asking for those who may not be aware. Did your grandmother, mother, or family member teach you how to heal with herbs or use your hands to provide energy to others? If so, then you may come from a line of witches with healing abilities. Many descendants of witches are working in the healthcare field. Carers, doctors, midwives, nurses, vets, the list goes on, she's saying. Do you believe in holistic healing over Western medicine. Put my teeth in, sorry. This could be a big clue to your ancestral witch links. I saw my mother, throw salt over her shoulder to ward off evil. Our kitchen door was kind of like, I think they called it a Dutch door, also referred to as a stable door. It was divided horizontally so that the bottom half could remain shut, but the top stayed open. On the very door, she placed a horseshoe. Upright, of course, to bring good luck to the house and keep evil out. Also spoke to any magpie who was on its own, believing it was bad luck to ignore their presence. I always used to say, "Good morning, Mr. Magpie." So many superstitious traditions that were passed down by my grandmother and mother line. And these particular beliefs still touch my life in a lot of ways. So she's asking, do you have a lot of photos, of passed down loved ones together? Could be a photo wall even, but you just don't call it an altar. Do you lucid dream or astral project? You may also be able to predict future events. Flying, floating, falling or entering other worlds through doors. Maybe even control your dreams. Also seeing spirits or communicating with them. Yeah, if you're an animal lover, that you feel the energy of places. She's indicating also, which I didn't know, anxiety disorders. And social anxiety is a big indication. You could be empathic and pick up on a lot of people's energy, feeling drained around others. Try to avoid crowded places for some practice magic, Yeah, so I don't really like crowded places because I'm really empathic, and practice, so she's saying practice, and if you practice magic, all right. Sorry, I got a bit, I'll ground myself a bit. Okay, so she's asking you to think about words even. They're powerful spells. That is why we should be careful as they shape our thoughts and actions. They can hypnotize the minds of people. They were created based on sacred geometry, gosh, I can't speak today, and sacred sound. Many charged with magical intention. Think of the letters as sigils containing the fundamental semantic code of transmission of thought. This is why words that are made up of letters are so effective for stimulating the mind and transmitting information. Advertising companies are well aware of this. They know how to stimulate our minds. Just think about something we all have done. Think about blowing out candles on a birthday cake, as this is a wish. It's magic, a tradition that connects us all to our ancient beliefs and practices. Remember, words can cast spells. That is why it's called spelling. Spelling words. So they're energy, so use them wisely. Remember me this way. So for all that shy away from witchcraft, believing all witches are evil, this witch is coming to remind you that just isn't the case. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Perfect for Halloween. I'm so blessed. All right, let's move on quickly. All right. Don't change yourself, whoever she's talking to. Be proud. Okay. Alright, so today I was making a cup of coffee thinking, how do I incorporate my channels into a Halloween reading? I'm a newbie, aren't I? And I wasn't, prepared to bring anything negative through. I know I wouldn't. I'm very, very well protected. Let's just say that my spiritual team are gangsters. A lot of people who come across me always say that, wow, your spiritual team. Anyway, so at that point I clearly heard Let's do the time warp again. Sorry, I can't sing, but it is Halloween, so it's okay. So that's, again, I think is the Rocky Horror Show. My first message is from a woman who loved Halloween. Or anything spooky. She organised the biggest and the best parties, going all out, no expenses spared, she's telling me. Decorations, costumes, excitingly pointing out she even had a DJ. Her house looked brilliant. I can feel and hear the excitement as she's talking about the memories of this holiday period with so much passion, loving creating a space where you all kicked off your shoes, relaxed and forgot your worries for a while. Drinks were flowing and yeah, so no wonder she was hanging around me when I was making this. She's probably not as good as hers though, my little here. Anyway, she's now she's now referring to how quickly time flies and how things progress. Time is fleeting, like the song says. References to this line in the song for sure. Since she passed, situations have changed. Her brother moved to a different part of the world. Wow. The old house that she had become so accustomed to is now occupied with strangers. It's astounding, again, it's astounding. There is no time in another dimension. So, when visiting everyone, it is madness to see how you have all aged. My nephew is not a child. He's grown into a wonderful young man. There is a reference to a struggle within her husband's life. Oh, I'm sorry. Hitting the bottle. This is her term that she's using. He drinks when he thinks of the loss he has endured. The blackness hits him, again the song, and it is a relief to feel completely empty. Madness takes its toll, but not for very much longer, as he is about to take control. He will give you a stare which will bring about change. So that's all part of the song, isn't it? So acknowledging a turning point in the acceptance of his loss and realisation of the unhelpful coping mechanism he has in place. Bless him. I know it's really bad. Alright, so I've got this reference. And jump to the left, step to the right, or whatever. And hands on hips, bring your knees in tight, or whatever that. I can't do it, sorry, but there you go, you know what I mean. And a jump to the left, that one, yeah. These positions are mentioned in the chorus of the song. Jump to the left, step right and left, knees in tight, hands on hips, refer to, she's saying, her oldest daughter, who stands in an authoritative stance. Hands on hips when she's assessing the severity of his behaviour. It is awkward for her, as she's trying not to be judgmental. Left and right, working out which solution would be the best way to go. She knows when she is out of control. She waits for the right time for him to submit in order to weaken this behaviour. His behaviour is driving you insane. So again, submit in order, driving you insane is the song. But you love him, so she just continues to support him where she can. But it's hard. So she's talking about her existence, which is dreamy and fantasy, you know, you'd expect it to be on the other side. So again, reference to those two words. She believes I can't see her, again, the song, so thinks I can't help her. No, not at all. She wants you to flip your mind. Lose this reasoning as you need to believe, to receive, as although you feel well secluded, she sees it all. Again, song. And a reference to this time slip. Through this channeling, unexplained. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh. I'm sorry, that wasn't meant to happen. Trust is always something. There you go. Oh dear. Oh. Okay, we'll get back in. Okay, where were we? Okay, thank you. So basically she's saying she's this moment from the past which has spontaneously intruded on her present, as you were feeling nothing can ever be the same. At some point after the crossing over, you may have had to be sedated to calm you down so you could be the strong one. Maybe time meant nothing and never would again. She's hoping that this message will shake things up and take you all by surprise. I'm very much alive and coming in to bring hope and make you think it is time to change the unchanged. It's time to start living instead of existing. Dad can receive the help he needs, and you can start to heal from the knock-on effects of my departing. I'm hearing April, Cancer, astrological sign, Gin, bit of a tipple. I'm hearing Mandy, Jane, Robbie. Around Halloween time, she's saying there is a full moon eclipse. These can be tricky, as they demand that we let go and move on from something we've been clinging on to that's no longer in our best interest. It is taking place near communications planet Mercury and lucky planet Jupiter, so a big risk that we are going to get very emotional and say way too much. Oh dear. It can also detox a particular situation. Interesting, detox, a reference to alcohol. As this behaviour has become very murky, perhaps a change of perspective, and you are finally able to have a conversation that frees you from this situation. This has been dragging you down. Alright, she's saying pelvic thruster, okay. The act of moving your pelvic back and forward indicates a dance of emotions. You will feel forward movement, but remember to stay positive when things feel stagnant. Know that I and Ahaya, the angel of submission and addiction recovery, will be working behind the scenes to bring him willpower, submission, healing, reconciliation. At times you may doubt anything is being resolved. Please do not give up, as we are moving mountains behind the scenes. I love you all. I am behind you all. Your dad is working through the last bit of his experience, so be ready for a miracle, as this soul will be able to release the extreme pain in order to move forward. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, what you do not know is that your father has been wishing for this end to the misery, praying for a solution, and it has been granted by the powers that be. That is beautiful. That's so gorgeous. Oh, thank you. All right, let's go on then. So I'm hearing... God, ground myself. I'm hearing treat me like a lady. So this message is talking about someone who was charming as hell in the song. Treat me like a lady. But something about them was off, you could tell. You were deceived. He had a darker side, and the relationship became controlling. I was obsessed with you, he's saying. You were under a spell that you couldn't resist. Again, the song. Fooled into imagining that you were in love. And things got out of control, and I snapped and I screamed to you that you were free to go. But of course, didn't mean it. When the time was right, you did the right thing. Planning carefully how you were intended to leave me. You decided that it was time to take off for a while, so that's part of the song. And when I was out, that happened. I couldn't find you. Even though I searched, I was so angry that you left me. How could you, I kept thinking, so deluded that I'd done nothing to cause this separation. As you know, 5 years later, I crossed over to the other side of the veil, and of course have faced my life review, in which I had come to terms with all that transpired. I should have treated you like a lady, like the song said, and not brushed you aside. You are, however, emotionally richer, wiser, and ready to take on all challenges. So go after it all you desire, as nobody deserves it more than you. He says he's coming to apologise for the way he treated you and wants to thank you. He was genuinely surprised that you were present at his funeral, and that you were grieving and mourning and dressed in black. It is so much more than he deserved after all the lies and false promises. He's addressing the isolation you feel, as people close to you cannot understand why you are grieving for someone who was so harmful to you. There is a degree of relief, so conflicting emotions for yourself, that you find hard to handle. He sees you working on your mental health and helping others to escape domestic violence. He wants to commend you on your strength, so happy that out of this terrible situation you have risen like a phoenix, rising from the ashes. Adam, Jules, Jane, Clifton, Merrill, Abby, Avril, Sabita, Nathan, Chantel, Cleo, Abdul, Victor, Elijah and Tracy. These could be people watching, or they could have some relevance, significance to this message. Going through something similar. I'm so sorry for anyone who goes through this domestic abuse. I really, really am. That's so sad. Anyway, I have Scorpio, Virgo, Pisces, Aries, star signs, or possess some of the traits. Also could be important months. He sees a decent amount of money. Sorry, I've done it again. Come in and travel too. So enjoy. Okay. Right, straight back into the next one. Come on, come on. Oh, no. Okay. Well, my guides want me to tell you about a true story of mine, a scary one. Alright. It was 2004, and I was chatting with my ex-boyfriend on our usual late-night telephone conversations. We had a long-distance relationship, living miles away from each other, 281 to be precise, actually. Okay, in the middle of our chat, there was an alert, a call waiting. I was questioning, who could that be? We were so engrossed that we ignored it. Who could it be, But it persisted until we couldn't ignore it anymore. Plus I was feeling a little concerned, as it may have been a family member who was in trouble. I ended our call and promised to call him straight back. Checking the number I had written down, I then called it back. No reply. After a few more attempts, I gave up. Strange, it was really strange. I didn't recognise the digits either, so shrugged it off and just called my boyfriend back. I explained the situation and we carried on chatting. Then it occurred again, an alert, a call waiting. I was a bit freaked out, so I relayed the number back to my partner for him to check. To his surprise, it was his work's number. We were now even more confused and shocked, as I had never contacted him through his work phone, always his mobile. To be honest, it never really crossed my mind, to ask him for his work's number. After deliberating over very unsociable early hours and feeling weirded out, he contacted his work colleague to check the whereabouts of the employees. A disgruntled lady, a very sleepy lady, answered, and then worriedly confirmed it wasn't her. Strange, that it was a small firm, really. I think there was about 3 workers. And this included the boss. And actually, we found out he wasn't in the country at the time. He got into his car and hurriedly drove through the city to the office, thinking the worst. He found the office door wide open. Hesitantly, he entered, but found nobody there. Nothing seemed to be missing. He was perplexed. How on earth was my number? How did they use that? And it wasn't on the system either, do you know what I mean? So, it's just crazy, Or on the company books. Even more bewildered now, he locked the premises and called me back. Earlier that day, we had a heartfelt conversation about a lady that my partner was going to dress and prepare for her big send-off. He explained he was taken aback to see that the lady's son was an old friend whom he had lost touch with long time ago. He arrived to sort out the last-minute arrangements and voiced how happy he was that it was his old buddy who was taking care of his mum. My partner was exhausted. I could hear it in his voice. It had been at the end of a very, very busy week, and he was eager to get home, as he was absolutely shattered, Oh gosh. As he head out the door, he had a sudden change of heart and had decided to go that extra mile. Make her look fabulous, fixing her hair, makeup. He even studied a few photographs to match the shade of lipstick she'd worn. Making sure he didn't forget the jewellery as well. It was all done beautifully. So by now, I'm sure you have guessed that my partner at the time was a funeral director, and he may still be. With no reasonable explanation of the previous activities, I mentioned to him that I was sure this lady was the one who called me. He laughed and said, no way. Think about it. Her body was lying in the back room when her soul realised the premises were vulnerable to thieves. So decided to warn you. I explained that deceased loved ones can manipulate phones, technical equipment, electronic devices to communicate with the living, as they're all made up of energy, and that can be measured by electronic devices. They can use this energy to manipulate the electrical objects around you, such as turning lights on and off, making phone calls, ringing them. 6 months later, which was really funny, his work colleague went to see a well-known medium in the city. A message came through for my partner, and it was regarding this incident. The lady confirmed what I suspected, that she indeed was the one to call. Wow. She explained she was touched by the attention to detail that he had bestowed on her, even though he was exhausted and hungry. It was due to his diligence that the funeral was outstanding. He did her proud, making her and her family very happy. Even though it was a sombre occasion for some, there were no hiccups to spoil that day. Favour is kindness and preferential treatment given to someone. Think of it as my way of returning the favour. Wow, okay, so yeah. Comment below in the comment section if you found that spooky or not. Oh wow, let me just check for time. I don't think we've got too long left, so... Right, so I'd like to thank everybody now. I'm gonna say goodbye. Sleep well tonight, won't you? And make sure you watch my other video that's linked to this, or any of my other videos. As I say, I'm just so grateful, so humbled to have a platform where me and Spirit can co-create to bring messages to people who need them. Stay safe, stay happy, and spread the love. This is a brand new channel, so if you enjoyed, subscribe, comment, share, or whatever you can do to help. That I would really appreciate that. Lots of love. Don't have nightmares. Bye.